Let's talk about the summer of 2020, where pretty much our lives changed. Restaurants, amusement parks, malls, movie theaters, schools, businesses were all shut down due to COVID-19. Stay-at-home orders were implemented. Many were jobless. Alcohol sales increased by 55%, and people were simply bored out of their freaking minds. In the middle of this pandemic, a few teenagers decided to use the app called Randonautica. For those of you who don't know what this app is, it's pretty much an app that is done with manifestation, which means if you think of something strongly enough and actually believe that it will happen, then it's supposed to generate your thoughts into reality. So you log on to this app, and then I'm guessing it's manifesting your thoughts. This app gives you a GPS coordinates, and then you take yourself and go hunt to find where the location that the app has given you. So that's what these teens did on this boring day of June 19th, 2020. And it led them to Alki Beach, which is in West Seattle. They walked around, and there they see a black suitcase. And of course, they are recording this on TikTok, joking around and laughing that maybe this suitcase is filled with money. Well, these two teenager girls and this teenager boy who was recording all this say that the smell of the suitcase was so overwhelming that they almost just left it without looking in it. But of course, their curiosity got the best of them. And the closer they got to this suitcase, the smell grew more intense. The girls opened the suitcase with a stick, and inside the suitcase were two large bags. By this time, they were all freaked out and ended up calling the police because they had said they didn't know if it was the smell of rotting food or if it was a dead body inside. The Seattle police later did confirm that the suitcase had dismembered body parts, and a little further down the shore was another suitcase with more dismembered body parts. The human remains belonged to 35-year-old Jessica Lewis and her longtime boyfriend of 8 years, Austin Wenner, who was 27 years old. What's a bit strange about this, though, is that the teenagers who discovered the suitcase waited a whole day before they ended up posting the video on TikTok. Many had wondered why the police even allowed them to do this, and after numerous pleas by the victim's family, the TikTok agreed to take down the video, but not before this video had gone viral. According to the medical examiner, the victims were both shot approximately 10 days prior to being found, and their bodies were dismembered post-mortem. Jessica was shot 7 times, while they discovered Austin was only shot once. Their friends and family all described them as a strong and happy couple that, despite all difficulties, were able to deal with whatever came their way. Jessica was known as a ray of sunshine, a very caring and loving person, while Austin was a kind, faithful, outdoorsy type guy. Although people were initially suspecting that TikTok had something to do with the murders due to the coincidence of the kids finding the bodies, those speculations were quickly debunked by the police. That's when a more reliable suspect caught their eye. 62-year-old good old Michael Dudley. He was Austin's and Jessica's landlord. He rented a room to the couple, and they allegedly struggled to pay the $1,500 a month. On the eve of June 9th, neighbors reported hearing a loud argument from inside the home. Allegedly, Dudley wanted the couple to move out. Neighbors say they had heard a male voice pleading, "Just leave me. Please don't do this." Shortly after, they heard gunshots. That happened 10 days prior to the TikTokers finding the bodies. Now, this is kind of strange also. Why didn't these neighbors who heard all this commotion and gunshots call the police? I mean, they had to have known something pretty bad had happened. Well, when investigators went to the house to look at the evidence, they found it had recently been cleaned and painted. However, they were able to find some blood and bullet holes while searching in the home. Dudley was later arrested and charged with second-degree murder of a double homicide of Austin and Jessica. His bail was set at $5 million, and he is awaiting trial. Now, this Dudley dude is a real jackass and a freaking psychopath. His daughter, now using a different name, stated in court documents that her dad sexually assaulted her for 9 years from the age of 10 to 18. She was drugged and raped and actually was forced to sleep in the same bed as him since the age of 10. Jessica's aunt had said that Jessica told her that sometimes he would break their car so they wouldn't be able to leave. He put trackers on people's cars. Anytime he got in a dispute with anybody, he would tell them to leave, but try to lock them in the house. He killed a dog in front of them and left the carcass outside for 3 days to scare them. He actually beat the dog to death with a hammer because it got one of his chickens. The medical examiner did conclude that more than one person had helped assist dispose of Jessica and Austin. To date, though, nobody else has been charged except Mike Dudley. I had read that Mike Dudley's family has already tried to sell the house as an undisclosed location where these horrific murders happen so that they can go ahead and help him get bail. This is a crazy, sad, scary, disturbing case. I really hope this Mike Dudley gets what's coming to him. And also what gets me, what's up with this Randonautica app? I mean, it brought these kids to a random location where there was a black suitcase that they randomly found with dismembered body parts. It's definitely pretty wild. Alright, you guys, well, thanks for listening. Hope you liked, and until next time, bye.